Dirty Sports Podcast. I said, welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Get off your damn phone, Prano.
Just trying to fire off the last text before I got to start this beautiful Sunday night podcast.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Sunday nights. Yeah. Sunday nights they're fun.
Let's go. I got myself a bottle of wine right here.
He's sophisticated, huh?
Yeah, that's right. It's a Cab Sav from Paso Robles. Let's go.
I don't get the wine. I never did, even when I drank.
You don't get it?
No.
What don't you get about it?
I just I'm going to go wine, overrated.
Interesting.
I think there's too much hype for the wine.
Ah, yes. Very famous wine hype. It's lit, fam.
Then again, I'm probably not the best, gauge of that because it was like, how many of these do I got to drink to get drunk? Also, red wine, I never got into it. Like white wine, I could do more.
Really interesting. Yeah. I can do white wine like very rarely. It needs to be a very certain situation. It needs to be fucking chilly, ice cold. I'm mostly a red guy. Like a nice restaurant, if you're gonna pair, you're telling me this white wine pairs with this, try it. You're eating fish. I'm eating clams or something like that. I get a linguine with clam sauce and you're hitting me with a little white. Okay. Otherwise, no. But a big thing for, me is like on a Sunday night podcast, we're going to whatever. Like I've been trying to drink more red wine lately for just caloric purposes. I turn 45 next week, Andy. Even the Miller Lights, they're 90. How many calories? 94 calories. I'm the kind of guy who drinks about,
Is it 96.2?
Sure. 96.2.
We should know.
Yeah.
We did ad reads for 4 years with that. So
yeah. So I'm the kind of guy who has 1,100 calories worth of Miller Lite when I start cracking them.
I don't even know. I don't even know the right way to do this stuff at this point. It's like everybody has their own thing. Some people are like, the fasting, they eat it. You eat your dinner. You don't have anything from 8 until noon the next day. And then I'm like,
no,
well,
I don't fuck with any of that. That's my total thing is like, I'm not doing anything that like makes me less, like, I'm not doing anything that turns down my happiness quotient. Like I'm from a family. My dad's an Italian immigrant. Like I come from generations of people with like a fucking pasta gut. Like this is not something, but very easy. It's like, I'm not going to stop drinking for the sake of my how I look, but I will switch to like wine if I'm drinking by myself. You know what I mean? A little Sunday night with Ruther.
Yeah, the pasta would be a tough one to give up.
Yeah, like, and I would never go keto or no carbs. I would never quit alcohol. I would never skip dessert. Like, I'll skip dessert like occasionally just because I feel like skipping dessert, or I'm like, oh, I ate this the other day. But it's like, if I'm in the mood for it, I'm eating it. Life is too delicious to not like have all the things.
Great stripper name, by the way. Delicious.
Yeah, delicious.
Coming to the stage, Miss Delicious.
Delicious to the main stage. Delicious to the main stage.
You imagine naming your daughter Delicious?
By the way, speaking of fucking stripper daughters, did you see Hak Tu is she's come out of the woodwork. She was on stage at the Zach Bryan concert. I think she's doing her first interview tomorrow.
I saw her at the Zach Bryan concert. I didn't know she was doing an interview.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Zach Bryan's girlfriend is like a barstool chick or whatever.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she's going on the whatever that girl's Brianna or something like that show.
Yeah, I don't know. So where was that, in Nashville where he was performing?
I don't know. I don't actually know. I don't. I
don't know country, so I don't even really know him. Like I could name one song.
He's got a couple of good songs. Quietly, in my opinion, grossly overrated. While also, like, I actually do like a lot of songs, but I mean, when you talk about terms like industry plant and over, like, I mean, the way people lose their mind, you know, and that's a style of music. That's the type of music I like. Like, not, you could say it's country, but like, there's like
more blues.
I mean, it's not even more blues. It's just like country went the way of, like, you know, fucking Keith Urban or like whoever the fuck. Remember, like, Tim McGraw and Tug, fucking, like, all those assholes that put out shit when we were like young.
Yeah,
that like shitty or like pop. Like, I feel like you know, Tyler Childers, who I love. I believe he was nominated for like a Americana award or something like that, and he's like, I'm country, I don't know what the problem is. So it's like, yeah, like I like country music, but I've always liked outlaw country as opposed to, like, when you say like country, I wouldn't necessarily classify Sturgill Simpson or Tyler Childers or Zach Bryan as necessarily whatever, but he's definitely a little bit more like pop friendly, while certainly not being the, like, shitty Zach Brown band or whatever the fuck.
Wow, Zach Brown band taking some strays already.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
yeah. I don't know any, like, straight up don't know country. Like I don't know. They never really got into it. I just don't know it.
Zach Bryan's audience is like the type of chicks who like Taylor Swift are the type of dudes who like Zach Bryan.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Basic.
Get a little basic.
Basic dudes.
Yeah.
But I did find it interesting, again, watching the clip or a couple clips. I'm like, okay.
Seems like a good dude, though. Besides being an Eagles fan, seems like a good dude.
It always comes back to Philly. Well, I'm sure that'll get some views, but it's like, it is interesting, like, where I don't know where it goes from here.
Yeah, I don't either, but just, you know, I thought I'd update you.
Oh no, yeah, I mean, I'm still on top of it.
Okay,
but even the Andy Ruther, the energy level is definitely subsided, because, you know, there's only so many. Like, you gotta make me laugh. Lately, they haven't been making me laugh as much. The memes and the vids.
Well, I mean, there's only so many angles you can take on it.
Yeah.
I saw my friend John Sapanero, who has a great Mets podcast that I've done a bunch. You know John. You've met John.
Yeah, I know John.
He, like, tweeted today. He's like, enough. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, being on stage and, like, going to fucking, like, getting signed by an agency. Like, we're like, you know, the line is getting cloudy between, like, memes and, like, creators. And I was like, bro, I replied to him. I was like, I would prefer Hawk to be president of the United States and the host of the Tonight Show before another fucking shitty TikTok crowd work comedian just gets, like, booked at a weekend at fucking Go Bananas. Like, you want to, like, at least she has a fucking skill, and her skill, spitting on some dicks,
spitting on that thing. Yeah,
at least that's a fucking skill she's committed to.
It is crazy how much something could just take you off now. I mean, I think that's actually one of the cool things about the current technological age that we live in. You that you don't. I would counter to John. That's what's great. You don't need the agent. You don't need the manager.
Yeah. But like of all the people, like this is the girl, like this girl is a straight up in the streets going, I suck dick and spit on it. I'm like, yo, that's a fucking whatever. Like I just, who popped up on my feed the other day was the chick who got a Netflix special during like 2020 for doing Trump voiceovers on TikTok. Do you remember that chick? Like literally got a Netflix comedy special. And I was like, yo, Hawk 2 could just not even look at my dick and just spit directly in my face. And I'd be happier than ever seeing Trump voiceover comedian girl again.
Well, this is a good segue because I'll maybe just come out the gate. Hawk 2 is more deserving of her status than Bronny James. Shots fired.
You're so anti-Bronny.
You know what I'm anti? First of all, I know nepotism exists. I'm not even going to talk about the nepotism. To me, this is what I'm anti. Your whole life, you're going to say, do I deserve? And this isn't just Bronny. This is for a lot of people. You're going to be questioning, did I deserve any of this? If you're approaching things the correct way.
Now, let me ask you something. Because I talked about this the first time you brought it up. No matter what he does, you think that's sad? Do you think Mike Piazza went into the Hall of Fame going like, if it weren't for Tommy Lasorda, I would have never made it?
Well, I think
I don't deserve this bust. I don't deserve this plaque.
That's like an outlier.
I'm just asking.
Example.
Do you think? I'm just saying. Do you think like he got a break and then he did something with the break? And we've heard that a million times.
Okay, that's fair. But I'm
not defending Bronny in any way because Bronny didn't do shit.
No. I here's the thing. I can't take, and I said this when we first started talking about this, I can't take the Lakers seriously right now. Dude, it's funny because everyone's taking the side. I'm taking the reverse side, which I don't know why no one's taking. Everyone's taking the side of, well, it's a 55th pick. And what does that person usually amount to anyway? Okay, fair. I would play the other end and I'd say, there's only 2 rounds. You wasted a pick. That's my take. Instead of saying, you never know what that 55th pick could turn into.
Right. You could say spectively or retroactively, like the Minnesota Timberwolves wasted 2 picks on 2 point guards before Steph Curry in his draft. It's like, you never know who's going to work out and who's not going to work out. My question to you is like, I feel like the NBA is so full of athletes that there are guys who go to the NBA who you think are going to be good and don't pan out. And there are guys who go to the NBA who you think are going to be trash and they end up being, Jeremy Lin was undrafted, like there's like,
but again, Jeremy Lin is the wrong example because again, he had to work for everything.
Sure.
Like Bronny's entire, it's not just the NBA. This is what nobody's talking about. Everything he's achieved, everything, if you really look at it, he didn't deserve any of the
to start
accolades.
On his high school basketball team.
The McDonald's All-American, all like the important accolades, even going to SC, none of this would have happened. This is the truth. He's not a McDonald's All-American. He doesn't go to USC. He doesn't get drafted by the
Why
Lakers.
do you think he doesn't go to USC? USC is not an especially good basketball school. He was a great.
It's good enough, Joe.
He was great for like a really good level of city basketball in LA.
But he wasn't. If you look, dude, pull any of that stuff up. Everything he
didn't go to Duke. He didn't go to North Carolina. He didn't go to whatever. He went to USC. He's a local kid. Like if he had gone to Duke and scored 2.5 points, you'd be like, all right, well. My point is, I just don't know. I don't think it's.
So you want so something I read. So here's what's
let's look at what actually happened because of this. Let's change the conversation for a second. If LeBron James has no kids, LeBron James shoots blanks. And LeBron James says, we have the 55th pick in the second round. But here's the deal. Andy Ruther's my dog. This guy's been defending me on the fucking Dirty Sports podcast forever. If you draft Andy Ruther, I will decline my option, take a pay cut, so you can sign a third star to go with me and Anthony Davis. Would you be critical of the Buss family for doing that? For going with that strategy? Going like, hey, we'll draft him and who gives a fuck if he's good or not? If you're going to take a pay, if you're going to
know that's exactly what happened.
Well, we know he declined his option, and we know the sound of it is that he's going to take less money. Do you think that them showing him the goodwill of drafting Bronny was not a part of that?
Here's what I think. I think that, again, I don't like, I'm not, everyone wants to argue about the nepotism, and of course nepotism exists everywhere.
Meanwhile, I've said this. I don't know if I said it on our last episode, but I'll say it again if I didn't say it. If Jalen Brunson wins the Knicks championship, they can sign his fucking daughter. Draft his daughter. Draft his dog. Draft his mom. Mom with the 58th pick in the draft. Draft his mom.
So I was trying to think of anything similar. So we have the Griffeys, Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr.
Yeah.
So again, it's just not comparable because Ken Griffey Sr. at that point was just like, he was obviously a major cog in the Big Red Machine. He's at his end days. At that point, he's damn near 20 years into Major League Baseball. His son is obviously a phenom, and they played together on the Mariners, right? But again, that's not a good comparison because both were good. Yeah, is my point. Like
I feel like you think I'm defending how good Bronny James is. I'm not. I'm just saying this isn't like, I feel like people are acting like this is like, oh my God, so embarrassing. They took some guy who doesn't belong there and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's honestly questionable at this point because he played no time essentially at USC coming off of a fucking heart thing. We have no idea what he's going to turn into in the NBA.
We don't, but we know right now.
But I guess the question is, if LeBron, and we've talked about this a number of times, but if LeBron retires in 2 years and Bronny ends up scoring 9 points a game for 6 or 8 seasons, does it feel justified? Or does it
he won't though.
Well,
mark my words. I've read enough on this. So I forget which article. And again, it's one article, but I've read a lot. The real big breakdown that I was reading on him, I believe it was probably The Athletic. The guy said legitimately the ceiling for Bronny James, the fucking ceiling for him is, this is how it have to play out. 2 years in the D League. He just got to get better. 2 years in the D League. And then maybe down the line, there's hope. He's an off the bench 3-and-D guy.
Is this the guy who decided Jalen Brunson should be a second rounder? Who is this? Is this the foremost opinion on the NBA until 2 days ago, JJ Redick, who everybody thinks is going to be a terrible head coach? Who is this? Is this the guy who let Jokic fall into the second round? Is this the guy who decided Michael Candy was the one pick? Who's made this claim? You know what I'm saying? It's I'm not defending it, but I also will not just shit on a kid just because We want to hate him. It's like, dude, Austin Rivers played in the league a long time. Seth Curry played the league a long time. Seth Curry's still playing in the league.
Yeah, but again, I think those just to me aren't good comparisons because, well, one, Austin Rivers, he played for a minute, but he also again went to Duke. Whether that was justified or not, I don't know. But Seth Curry started out at what, Liberty, and then he went to Duke. Steph Curry went to Davidson. I just think here's what I'll say about LeBron. To me, this is like a major L for him as a dad, in my opinion. Dude, you want to play with your kids so badly. Again, this isn't Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. You're a participation playing with your son in the NBA. It's a participation trophy. That's what it is to me. It's he didn't earn it. Dude, if he earned it, that's cool. That's awesome. It's not, to me, it's not as cool a story.
You don't, but I guess the thing is, you don't think he could have earned it later.
No. Based on everything that we have in front of us on Bronny James's career in high school and then at SC, and the fact that he had cardiac arrest, that's a whole other discussion of health possible complications. Should he even be playing?
Yeah, there's guys who are in the NBA who are superstars who redshirted in college, didn't play a second, didn't get a basket, didn't play a minute.
But Joe, I will never know because everything was in motion. That's my thing. You have Rich Paul saying, don't draft him. If you draft him, he's going to Australia. Everything, that's my thing. That's what I'm saying. Everything was in motion. It was calculated. It was all just set up for him.
I'm not saying he's not I'm not saying he's not in the NBA today because of LeBron James. No doubt about it. He's in the NBA today because of LeBron James. But if you talk about don't draft him, he's going to Australia. What you're insinuating is somebody else would have drafted him before the Lakers.
But I don't think they would have. But again, it's a fear tactic. It's all these things. It's just.
By the way, I'm not defending LeBron here. I'm not saying LeBron, this wasn't a bad dad move. I'm not saying this isn't whatever. Merely the line I'm drawing is there are a lot of kids who are a certain thing in high school and a different thing in the NBA. And there's a lot of kids who didn't fucking play in college. And there's a lot of kids who didn't have a heart condition in college and didn't whatever. Like the idea that, let's be honest, Andy, you've watched him play no minutes.
Correct.
None. That anybody who's watched him play no minutes is saying this is what he's going to become in the NBA is dumb.
Let me ask you this then.
And to me, the only thing about that is then I think that people who are doing that are dumb. And then it just goes, well, why are you doing it? And then that to me, that then you're getting into just like hater mode.
But what sucks is we'll never know because.
Well, we will know. We will, of course, we'll know.
But we won't because if LeBron says put my kid in the game, they're going to put his kid in the game.
And if he gets blown by on defense, we'll know. Like there's guys in the NBA who suck. We know who sucks.
We all know the status LeBron has for the Lakers.
LeBron can't score 25 a game for Bronny.
Do you think Bronny gets playing time this year?
Here's what I expect. I expect Bronny to get playing time for moments in whatever is LeBron James last season in the NBA. If this means that this year he's a D-leaguer and he's like up and down and he practices with the team and whatever, yes, I fully expect Bronny James to get minutes to be on the floor when LeBron plays his last game.
Let me ask you this as a follow-up as well. Opposing players. I think a lot of them will be out for him.
Yeah, and we hate that they're doing that to Caitlin Clark.
What?
Don't we? Don't we hate that for just because they don't like her for some reason or there's a racial thing? Doesn't everybody agree that like people being out for Caitlin Clark is dumb as shit and kind of fucking gross and again, probably I think a little bit racist?
I think that's a different situation again.
Of course, it's a different situation. All I'm saying is,
I'm just posing the question.
Yeah.
I think a lot of NBA players in their head are going to say, "Fuck this dude. You only here because of daddy, and we're going to really put it to you when we play you." But again, here's what's confusing. If everybody's saying, and even you're saying how he should probably be in the D League.
I'm not saying, but hold on. No, that's not what I said.
Or G League.
First of all, what I said is what I think will happen. Not what I don't know what the fuck's
Rich Paul
saying
Rich Paul was already saying, "Oh no, he's not G League. He's just."
Yeah, but Rich Paul's his agent. Okay. What I'm saying about what Bronny James is capable of is I have no fucking clue because I haven't watched a goddamn minute of it. I also won't tell you what I think is going to happen for the guy who got drafted 1 overall in the NFL, the guy who got drafted 1 overall in the NBA, whatever. I don't watch college sports. And I certainly haven't watched Bronny play in fucking high school. And I don't watch the combine. Like, you want me to give you an assessment of Bronny James? I have to assess Bronny James. But, like, I'm not saying that because I'm just not going to go, oh, this is what's going to happen. I watched Caitlin Clark play fucking 3 games of college basketball. I was like, she's going to be fine. She's going to be a star in the NBA, WNBA. It doesn't take long for me to fucking give you my eye test. And, you know, if it's a matter of like, hey, we demanded Joe Prano Summer League fucking Bronny thing, I'll watch it.
I just think, look, for a league, I'll just say this about the NBA. For a league that has had problems in the past with fixing, it is fascinating that this has been kind of the MO for years now, that LeBron wants to play with his kid. And his kid...
No, hold on. Take it back a notch. LeBron's going to end up in LA.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like this all just played out.
Guess what? OG Anunoby extended with the Knicks. His former agent is an executive with the Knicks. So we've been talking about Paul George to the Sixers for weeks now. We've talked about this. Like, this happens all the time.
I just think it's interesting.
Is Klay Thompson going to end up on the fucking Lakers? He might.
I know, but this is next level. That's all I'm saying. We said for years.
No, this is next level. This is below. This is far below next level because we're talking about some maybe or maybe not bench guy getting drafted 55th.
But my point is, they've been saying this since Bronny was a freshman in high school, man.
Yep.
I'm saying this for 5 years. And he just ends up.
I think here, listen, the thing to be critical of here, to me, if there's any criticism, the whole idea. So LeBron James was able to make this happen. Like, more props to fucking LeBron James. The Lakers coaching staff didn't veto this. Okay, I guess that's on them. But like, if you want to be critical of anyone at all, be critical of the Buss family. And
no, I am.
And say, I mean, they're really the only person they're really the only thing in the whole world that deserves any sort of criticism is you don't think this guy's worthy, but you still drafted him to cater to your star. Even though you're this multi-championship winning franchise and you should want to go on and be great even after LeBron, and you should want to go on and whatever. Like, if you want to criticize anything, that's the only people in this involved to criticize, if you ask me.
No, I totally agree. I actually was texting that with DJ Sizzle when we were talking about it. I said, this says to me that the Lakers is like an organization. Like, how serious are you about winning? It's to me, it's very similar. And I don't know when he went on the staff. It's like when Belichick's kid is suddenly on the staff, you're like, how serious are the Patriots right now? Are you really that serious about winning? Suddenly his kids are on the staff. I don't think that's not a Bill Belichick thing to me, because Bill Belichick that I always loved was a guy who's 100% the best gets the job. He's that serious about winning. Dude, if you're employing your kid, I just don't know. And whether that's valid or not in these circumstances, those questions will always be there. That's all I'm saying. Because it is your kid. I just.
But we
I
agree
don't know.
Mike Shanahan's like a top 5 coach in the NFL?
Kyle Shanahan?
Right. Shit. Did I accidentally use his Nepo dad's name? Fuck. I fucked it up.
Yeah, I'm not saying it can't work out, like you said.
Right. Okay.
But like you said, sometimes when people are given the opportunity, everybody gets their opportunity somewhere in life.
Sure.
Not everybody, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you get an opportunity and it's what you make of it. I just, as a guy who's like, man, I think the Lakers, obviously they're in a tough West. LeBron's still playing at this level. You're just like, they get, again, I don't watch college like you, but apparently them getting that guy, what was it, Dalton Connect at 17 was like a huge deal because everybody thought he'd be picked already. And they say just how well he's going to fit into the Lakers. So it's like, oh, you get a good first round pick.
So let's play. I'll just present it to you. I don't have an opinion, nor do I care. Better chance for the Lakers to win a championship in the next, let's call it what? I mean, for most NBA teams besides the Lakers, a championship in the next 10 years would be great, right? Like, should we call it 10?
Yeah.
Better chance of winning a championship in the next 10 years. Landing a absolute unspotted gem at 55 in the second round. They draft the next Nikola Jokic and they win a championship. They draft a all-NBA guy at 55. Or they draft a pair of old brown suede shoes that the LeBron James demanded they draft. and then if they let those shoes randomly, for some reason, sit in a locker in their locker room, LeBron James will take a reduced contract. And then in the last years of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they can sign more players. Better chance of winning a championship in the next 10 years for the Lakers. Shoes or random Nikola Jokic 55th superstar pick?
Well, again, as long as they have LeBron, you know the answer. They have a better chance.
Not as long as they have LeBron. As long as they have LeBron. Not only that, LeBron's also. This is the difference between, and again, this may be about race. This may be about, PR teams. This may be about whatever. When LeBron takes his pay cut, I don't think the world's going to fucking Tom Brady jack him off. He's just fucking team guy. He just wants to win so bad. Taking a pay cut for the team. Deep throating Tom Brady's fucking cock. Because he, kicked his fucking, because he took more guaranteed and lowered his AAV.
Well, again, I don't necessarily understand what drafting Bronny has to do with LeBron taking a pay cut, unless, like you're saying, there was some sort of back end deal.
No, the back end deal is this is a business. I don't give a fuck. And how many times have we talked about it? Right? Listen, the Knicks are in a position right now where they can only offer Isaiah Hartenstein a certain amount of money, and every Knicks fan alive is, dude, take the $17 million max deal that we can offer you and be here for a championship. He doesn't give a fuck, dude. He doesn't give a single fuck.
Yeah,
about being a part of a Knicks championship team. He wants to fucking get paid. We have talked about it historically. The idea of counting on a guy to take a less money for any reason whatsoever. This is a business. The second you aren't good, they're going to cut your ass. The second you get hurt, they're going to pretend you never existed. But the Lakers said, no, we're going to treat you like a human being. We're going to do you a fucking favor. You can do us a favor? So everybody there is acting like fucking good-natured human beings, and the whole world hates it.
Well, again, we don't know.
You think if they don't draft Bronny, LeBron's still giving them a pay cut?
I don't know.
They're like, oh yeah, that thing you wanted us to do? Fuck you. And then he's like, player option, not taking it, going to Philly, going back to Cleveland, going to Miami.
Let me put it this way, Jordan never asked them to draft Marcus, so I think I've decided to change. Jordan is now the GOAT for me.
Yeah, you know why Jordan never asked him to draft Marcus? Because Jordan's a psychopath who doesn't want any other fucking Jordan to be named. I think he tried to have DeAndre Jordan killed at one point.
Oh man.
Also, I think he was like, I have a lot of money, but I don't have enough money to make them smudge this statistic so it looked like fucking Marcus scored a basket.
Don't you see my point though, as far as everyone's saying, see, I feel like I'm not the argument that everybody's having. I feel like I'm not in that argument on either side, because everybody's like, oh, it's so cool for a father and son to play together. Well, my counter always is, well, yeah, it is if the son deserved it. Again, I keep using, I didn't see one person bring up Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. I'm like, those were deserving of each other to play together. Like, and I guess everybody can argue, like, I feel like you're doing, oh, who's to say that Bronny isn't deserving to play with his dad?
Well, I think he's not deserving by what he's accomplished thus far.
That's all I'm saying.
But I think what LeBron James is asking the Lakers to do is, if Bronny James was 3 years older and this wasn't the last legs of LeBron James, I think he would have had an opportunity to go, hey man, play 4 years at USC and see what happens. Feels like we're on the last days of LeBron James in the NBA. This is not a guy who can go, he can't be Ken Griffey Sr. Like, here's the counter to the Ken Griffey thing. Did Ken Griffey Sr. only get to stay to play with Ken Griffey Jr.? Was it deserving that he was even still there?
What's a valid question? I was wondering the same thing.
Ken Griffey Sr. was good on the fucking Reds. Ken Griffey Sr. was mediocre on the Yankees. Ken Griffey Sr. was trash on the Mariners.
Well, fun fact, he was actually back on the Reds in 90. He had some at-bats in that 90 World Series team.
Which is basically, by the way, is basically nepotism. They're like, oh, big red machine, fucking fun, like novelty at-bats. It's like Gary Carter's corpse taking at-bats for the Mets this year. Which, by the way, like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Let me ask you this, though. Do you think LeBron, I think this is a good conversation, what I'm about to ask. Do you think LeBron is actually setting his son up for success or possible failure?
In the NBA or in life?
In the NBA.
It doesn't matter. The NBA doesn't give a fuck whose kid you are.
No, but my point is this. My point is this. He's going to be under such a microscope. Like you're saying. You said it. We're going to know right away if he can play. So we
probably won't know right away if he can play, because he's probably not going to play. He's probably going to rot on a bench or in the fucking G League until LeBron's last game, and then he's going to be out there. And then they're going to have an exhibition game like they did with Kobe, where the Utah Jazz let him fucking take every shot and score and whatever. Yeah. Like, listen, do I think Bronny James deserves based on what he's done, does he deserve a spot in the NBA right now? Of course he doesn't. But my point is, this is not the first time it's happened. And also my point is I don't like the fact that LeBron James rushed him to the NBA via a second-round draft pick from the Lakers to make people say he is incapable of being successful at the NBA level. Because all that does, anybody who says that, I go, show me your mock drafts. Show them to me. Did you have Steph Curry 1 overall? No? Get fucked.
So you'd have Steph at 1?
Well, he's a guy who they like LeBron James going 1 overall. We get it, right? Did you have Jokic 1 overall? No? Get fucked. Did you have Jalen Brunson in the first round? No? Get fucked. Like, if your mock drafts, if you're not batting 1,000, then who are you to
Well,
fucking
that's
say?
not fair. Come on. You're gonna be batting 1,000 to be critical of something. That's not fair.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying you can be critical of whatever you want. I'm just saying acting like if you're an NBA evaluator, acting like your word is the gospel. Show me your mocks.
Does Jerry West allow this if he's still the Laker GM?
It's a great question.
That's an interesting question, right?
It's an interesting question. Jerry West might be smart enough to know that LeBron James' career was dwindling. Like, he might have been smart enough to know that the last couple of years weren't championship teams. Maybe. Or, you know what? Maybe Jerry West is smart enough to know current version of LeBron James, current version of Anthony Davis, and player X can still win a championship. I don't know.
Okay, and here's another question. And I don't know the answer to this either. Does LeBron care more about winning another title or playing with his son?
Seems like he's actively trying to accomplish both, right?
Yeah. It does. That's why I wanted to ask.
I mean, I don't know. I can't get in LeBron's head on that one. Like, it feels like they're both very important to him for sure.
Do you think he'll haze his son?
Probably, yeah.
No.
In a really fucking lame ass millennial hazing. Like, I don't know what they do now. Like, they'll play credit card roulette with him or some shit.
You think if he has a bad game, he's like, I'm not giving you your weekly allowance?
I mean, Bronny probably has fucking NIL deals and shit. Like, what? Like, Bronny's probably got money. Bronny probably
right.
holding up a fucking coconut water on Instagram. Or if he gets real desperate, say he spits on penises. Like, what is the world we live in today? Like, Bronny could sell fucking his dick on OnlyFans, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good move. Well, I think we've really nailed this. We've hit it. We've hit it home.
I feel like we've done this twice now. It's just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, of course it's ludicrous that it's occurred, but I do hate the like trashing of the unknown athlete, like, based because like we don't like whatever. Like, I hate Kobe Bryant because Kobe Bryant proved himself a selfish piece of shit repeatedly. I hate Carmelo Anthony because he proved himself a selfish piece of shit repeatedly. Not like, fuck that dude because fucking whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, did Bronny like want this? I don't fucking know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of those questions.
But that's why I'm not going to fucking trash him over it.
That's why I said
he's never going to pan out to anything in the NBA. It's like, okay.
I mean, I don't think he will. I stand by that.
No, that's fine. You're allowed to think that.
I think the pressure.
Also,
that's what
you had Johnny Manziel going to a Pro Bowl, so like you don't know what the fuck you're
I'm
talking
wrong.
about.
No, you're right. I'm wrong all the time. I just think the pressure is on 100%. It's on Bronny.
Of course, it's
like
on
I'm
Bronny.
just
yeah.
That
was always going to happen, though.
True. we got to talk about this Kyle Filipowski thing.
This is amazing. There's so many layers to this, including our connection.
So many layers. So we discussed last episode how Kyle Filipowski was not drafted, and he was the only one, I believe, who was invited to the green room. Only 10 guys were invited. He slides all the way down the second round. I believe, 32nd to Utah?
Yeah, to Utah, which is just a whole other thing.
And then it all comes out. Here's why. Well, I'll play this TikTok video, and then it's confirmed basically the next day on ESPN, which is wild. So this is the TikTok video, which delves into this wild, and I mean next level wild saga that Kyle Filipowski was groomed by some chick, and that's why he fell in the NFL or in the NBA draft.
A story about Kyle Filipowski and his girlfriend, and it is one of the wildest stories I've heard in a long time. But it all wraps up perfectly that he got drafted by the Utah Jazz. Here's the story. Let's start here. Kyle Filipowski, he's 20 years old. He just got drafted by the Utah Jazz. This is his girlfriend.
What's that?
Can I just say I hate this creator?
Yeah, okay.
Just I'm putting it out there. Like, what is that? Like, this guy was just like, this is what happens when you have the ability. You ever see Multiplicity with Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
And every version of him, it like becomes dumber and like whatever. This is if you were able to continue to clone like Barstool guys, like 10 things down the line. It's just like a guy with a backwards hat on, just being like pointing at some shit. He's like, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened.
It's fun. I haven't really paid attention to him. I'm just more focused on the story. I haven't even really looked at him, but now I will.
She's 26.
Is he still wearing Is he still wearing a goddamn?
Brandon, do not hijack this fascinating story with you hating.
Is he still wearing a Livestrong? Is he still wearing a Livestrong bracelet? What year is it? Livestrong. This guy was cloned in 2004.
I'm starting this over. See, you've hijacked. For people who are not aware of this, but I got a million DMs, guys. I was texting Prano like early on. Let me start this over. I gotta start this over. As much as you hate this guy.
I just heard a story about Kyle Filipowski and his girlfriend, and it is one of the wildest stories I've heard in a long time. But it all wraps up perfectly that he got drafted by the Utah Jazz. Here's the story. Let's start here. Kyle Filipowski, he's 20 years old. He just got drafted by the Utah Jazz. This is his girlfriend. She's 26. They started dating a couple years ago when Filipowski was still in high school. In fact, this is them at prom together. She would have been like 24 at the time. I think he was 18, but that's still fucking weird. But it gets weirder. Filipowski's mom and brother are revealing on Twitter right now how his girlfriend groomed him into Mormon culture and cut him off from his entire family. Here's the tweets. So it starts off here. Daniel Filipowski, his older brother, says, I'm Kyle's oldest brother. You all don't have a clue of the extent of the story that has to do with his girlfriend. There's a story that has been pushed under the table for nearly 2 years now. And his brother reveals too that no one knows about this story outside of who's involved, the Duke coaching staff, and his agent. Then the oldest brother reveals this. Other than messaging him on his Instagram account, don't know how to get in touch with him. But look up and read on Mormon grooming and brainwashing, and you'll find some introductory details in there to connect some dots into the story that's going on here. So back to this. Grooming's a big word to throw out there, by the way. However, she was like 24 going to high schoolers prom. Again, he might have been 18, but still. And then Kyle's mom weighs in. You're opening a 2-year issue. And she is 28 with an endgame 3 years ago to have a diamond ring on her hand when Kyle left Duke. He was still in high school. I don't know, to me it sounds like Kyle's mom is accusing his girlfriend of trying to groom him into the Mormon culture and kind of use him for his potential money once he makes the league. This is all a weird situation. But what is a little funny is that while Kyle Filipowski's girlfriend might have groomed him into the Mormon culture, he got drafted by the Utah Jazz. This situation is serious and it's not funny, but like, of course he got drafted to the Jazz out of all teams.
Okay, so you're right. I think he is wearing a Livestrong. Bro, what are you doing? So, okay. So, but he's off. She's actually, I think I read she's 28 and he's 20, which means Kyle Filipowski's girlfriend. This is what I just can't get past this one. Attended a high school prom at 26.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if that was reversed? Female and male.
No, I mean not in this day and age. Maybe when I was in high school and like random like fucking Ted, the bearded man, took fucking Morgan, the
guy from Teen Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, okay.
I'm just saying, she's okay. So she's either 24, 20.
Hold on.
It's crazy to me.
Can we agree that the age gap isn't that weird? Like like 28 and 8 or 26 and 18. Like that's not that fucking weird. Right?
Well, like I said, what's weird to me is the thought of being a 24-year-old woman. Women mature way faster than men, and attending a prom. That is weird to me.
The weird thing is the fact that she probably met him while he was fucking underage or like in high school. Like that's where it like becomes, but like at the same time, like 20 to 27 or whatever, like it's not like if it was reversed, it would like if it was reversed and they were just like in the real world, it wouldn't be weird at all. But like all the things that go with it, when you put it all together, like you're just like, this is a banana. That's not weird, right? And then you're like, no. And then you're like, these are wet walnuts. You're like, they're what? Wet walnuts. That's weird. When you put them all together and you make an ice cream sundae, you're like, oh, this is fucking crazy. But like the age alone is like, I'm fine.
Dude, if you look at the fucking high school prom photo though, man, he is a child. She's a woman. And she's hot.
Like, also like a fucking 6 whatever child. Like he's
7 feet.
He's a gigantic child. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
he would hold you like a baby.
I get that. I just look, all I'm gonna say is I think this whole thing, everything that it points to with the mom chiming in and her brother, they said they have no contact with him.
Yeah.
That she just worked her way in. And I don't know if you looked at pictures of her. Everything about her. So like I've messed with some Mormon girls. And like she totally has that like
at gay ski week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or other times. But
and other times. That was not my all the time.
I like how people are gonna hear at gay ski week and be like, what? My thing is this, like she's like the epitome of like the Mormon chick. Like you can just see it in her. Like I think a lot of Mormon girls are actually attractive, but like all that's going on there, it's insane. So you think, oh, this is just a TikTok video. Then on ESPN, who's this guy? He goes on the next day, one of their NBA draft analysis or analysts. Look what this dude says.
The green room, for him to be sitting there all night and not hear his name called was very surprising. He's 7 feet tall. He can dribble, pass, and shoot. He was one of the best players in college basketball last year. He's battle tested. He's ready to play a role.
Whoa, what are you laughing about so much?
Come on.
The list?
Come on, fucking baby Lou Holtz. I mean, this guy's 7 feet tall.
Oh, baby Lou Holtz. Hilarious.
Right away, NBA teams are talking about the fact that they had question marks about his girlfriend being so much older than him. Why was he estranged from his family because of this whole situation? He apparently doesn't talk to his parents or his brother, and it's a very, very odd situation. I personally don't understand why he would
couldn't find anybody else to report
drop
on this.
like this into the second round. There are no question marks about his character, but NBA teams are talking about his nerves and his workouts weren't great. And when they asked him about this situation in interviews, the answers they got weren't satisfactory for them. So this Kyle Filipowski situation is bizarre. I think he's going to be one of the first players to hear his name called tonight. Is that even real background?
Is he? I feel like he is the. Did you ever see what was the movie that just came out recently about the fucking Dumb Money? The movie about the GameStop fucking thing. I feel like this kid is like the Filipowski Mormon expert that has been posting on Reddit for the last 6 months about how he's like being groomed by a Mormon. And they were like, well, you know more about this than anybody. Do you have a suit? And he's like, I have my bar mitzvah suit. And they were like, put it on, and we're going to send somebody over to put a green screen by you. It'll look like you're in South Street Seaport. And then I guess you could just suffer and succotash your way through this Mormon grooming report.
No, this is his name's Jonathan Giovanni.
Oh, the attack on Italians.
I mean, he's your people. He's your people, dude.
This guy couldn't say gnocchi if he had a fucking gun.
It's Giovanni. Givony. How's that pronounced?
Givony?
Yeah.
That Gavoni? That's not Italian.
You think he's Italian?
Well, it's not based on like Giovanni's John in Italian. Gioiovanni.
Well,
anyway, back to the real story.
Regardless,
listen, there's so many. I totally understand, by the way, being like, oh, your fucking older Mormon girlfriend runs your shit. Like, in your relationship, you don't wear the pants with your weird Mormon girlfriend. We're gonna fall in the draft. Like, for all the things that guys fall in the draft for, I'm so in favor of this. Oh, he smokes weed. Yeah, so does the entire NBA. You just didn't figure out which guys, like, you just forgot to take the piss test of the ones at the right time. Like, a guy whose adult girlfriend started grooming him in high school and then took advantage of him and may or may not, like, run his shit now, causing him to be, like, separated from his family. Like, this is totally reasonable to not draft him because of that, in my opinion. You're talking about how ridiculous it is that Bronny got drafted. It's like, this is the complete opposite. Like, I am fully in favor. Like, if you're going to the NBA, if you're 7 feet tall, you have a gigantic dick.
I wasn't expecting that.
You have a gigantic dick. If you're a 7 foot tall future millionaire and your weird Mormon girlfriend runs your shit, you're a cuck loser. And you're going to get absolutely fucking bodied by Jokic in the paint. Derek Lively is going to put his nutsack on your chin.
It's crazy, and it's even crazier that the Utah Jazz.
And then, of course, they drafted him.
Yeah, so he goes right.
They're like, he fell to us, the Mormon guy? We almost traded up to take the Mormon guy.
And what makes all this crazy is that Josh Filipowski,
which is how we know each other.
Yeah.
Essentially the key to the Dirty Sports podcast.
No, here's what's even crazier. You want to hear something wilder? What are the odds? On my last episode of the Andy Ruther show,
the one you just recently did,
the one I just did last week,
mm-hmm.
I was talking about Man on the Street and with the Hawk Tui girl. I like to show old videos that aren't up.
Hawk Tui.
I started showing
Ababuhai.
I showed old Man on the Street stuff that Josh Filipowski and I used to do in Venice Beach from 13 years ago. This is all before this happens. So I record the night before the draft. And again, this is up on the Andy Ruther show. And I'm talking about Josh. And I'm like,
I would say also very weirdly, I got an email from Josh the day that this kid got drafted. But it's not weird because I get an email from like2laugh.com every single day.
You haven't unsubscribed yet?
Of the last 15 years of my life.
Bro, I unsubscribed a long time ago.
Remember, it's just like he randomly has a penguin as the fucking mascot. Just like every day, some penguin shows up in my email box.
But again, so we know his cousin, who's also named obviously Filipowski. The whole thing is crazy. I gotta text Josh about this. I'm gonna text him. I'm like, yo, dude, what's up with your cousin?
Yo, what's up with your cousin, fool?
Yo, fool.
Yo, fool. Talk about your cousin.
I just, like, in all my years following sports, I've never seen anything like this.
This is it. This is the
Well, I mean, no, as far as like an interesting, I'm not saying it's it's not like Aaron Hernandez level or like stuff
yeah,
like
I was
that.
gonna say Aaron Hernandez is a mass murderer.
But my point is
gay, weirdly.
Yeah,
Like,
and he was gay. Like, my point is, I've never seen anything like. Well, I knew my dirt balls are going to kill me for this. That's like, oh, an NFL player is a murderer. Like, yeah, that's pretty crazy. But this guy was groomed since high school, and then which caused his draft stock to fall, and then he gets drafted by the religion that she's bringing on his life of the city where the capital of Mormonism, Salt Lake. It's all bizarre.
we gotta get a Nick Dale update.
Oh yeah, Nikki D, live from the Delta Center. Maybe we can get Kyle Filipowski.
I was expecting a call from Nikki D yesterday, but maybe he's been pulled into Mormonism by Filipowski's girlfriend. That's why I haven't heard from him.
I bet she gives the good hawk too. He's getting if
girl. What are you talking about? Are they married? No, that means he's fucking docking at best.
Soaking, docking,
whatever, soaking.
No, dude. They here's the thing with these girls though. Then I don't know if she sounds like she's still into it.
You're saying
what? No, I wasn't gonna say the butt stuff. I was gonna say the ones that like then go wild.
Oh yeah, Mormon's gone wild.
Like,
but she seems like she's pulling him into Mormonism.
Yeah.
So she's probably fucking not fucking him, which is
no
unbelievable.
No,
this is probably why, dude. If you're an NBA dude, imagine being an NBA GM and being like, "Who are we picking next?" And it's like, Filipowski kid from Duke is 7 feet tall and can shoot. He's pussy whipped and he's not getting pussy, bro. We're not drafting him. Get fucked. Take him off our board. Like.
Whoa, is this true? I knew Dirtballs would give us some additional info. I saw she used to be his babysitter too.
What?
This is a porn. This is a porn. This is a straight porno.
That one, Orlando from the logo.
Bro, this is
straight up porn, Andy. Without any fucking. There's no fucking going on in this porn.
Lots of soaking.
Or is he putting his penis tip against her penis tip and docking? Do you know what they do? Do you know at BYU they do the soaking thing where they'll soak and then people will go on the bunk below and they'll move the bed for you?
What?
Yeah. And then it's like, guys, just fuck. This really isn't the spirit of the law. You know what I mean? Like, you're just fucking at this point. I don't think Jesus cares about your weird fucking, or Joseph Smith and his magical, or whoever you guys, I don't know. But I don't think they give a fuck. If they can see you everywhere, I think they can see the people under your bunk bed moving you guys into one another. Fucking weirdos.
I mean, I don't know whose career I want to follow out of this draft class closer. Filipowski's or Bronny's.
Yeah.
I mean, this is insane shit. If she was the babysitter, now I want to know, according to his brother, about this whole thing about grooming in the Mormon culture.
I mean, I just assume every relationship in the Mormon culture is based on grooming. All these guys have like 10 wives and shit.
I bet she hawk tuies though, man. She has to. She might not be. They might be soaking, but she's got to be giving them the hawk tui.
I mean, are you saying, does she blow him? She's definitely not. This woman who's never fucked is definitely not spitting on his dick, if that's your question, Andy.
I don't know.
Where in the world would someone learn that? from TikTok?
Well, I have to read. I sent Prano the screenshot from Black Sports Online, Robert Littau. The headline for his coverage of this is Kyle Filipowski's 26-year-old, ex-babysitter, maybe cousin. I think he's just throwing that in there. I mean, talk about taking some liberties.
Talk about a guy who's like, thank God you don't actually have to like sign into being a journalist. He's just taking maybe
cousin,
maybe mom. Who can say, really?
He literally writes, Kyle Filipowski's 28-year-old ex-babysitter, maybe cousin, and now girlfriend Caitlin Hutchinson, accused by his fam of grooming him to be a Mormon, and plotting on him being her lottery ticket, semicolon. Allegedly, she put that Hawk Tua on him in high school and he fell in love. That's an all-time banger.
That's a guy taking advantage of a fucking internet meme for a headline. Ain't no way she's Hawk Tuaing on it.
I don't know if I agree
there's
with
a Mormon ever Hawk Tuaed in the whole fucking world.
Dude, okay. Did you ever meet the Mormon girl who was divorced that I messed with like 10 years ago?
Yeah, but that shit's off the reservation. Mormons don't get divorced. She wasn't Mormon anymore.
She was
in her Hawk Tua phase. Yeah, no shit, she was wild.
Like 4 kids. All she wanted to do would give that Hawk Tua. I mean, I don't know.
Are the Jazz owned by Mormons?
I don't think so.
No, they can't be.
They are weird. If
the Jazz were owned by Mormons, it would just be like one star player and then all his wives. It'd be a bunch of WNBA chicks with him.
Did I ever share? I don't know if I ever shared on Dirty Sports that Mormon girl I did meet at Gay Ski Weekend and her brother. Did I ever share this? Bro, this like goes to that story. So at the time I'm working for Lance Bass. That's why I'm at a Gay Ski Weekend. They literally have this event. This guy.
Yeah, man, you don't have to. You just be at Gay Ski Week. You don't have to make it a whole big thing.
Well, I'm not going to be a straight guy at something called a Gay Ski Weekend.
Why not? Anyway,
do
you? No judgment. No judgment here.
Because there's no straight dudes at Gay Ski Weekend. But it'd be a lot cooler if there were. So this one was in Park City, Utah, and then we went into Salt Lake for the night. By the way, a lot of down low gay Mormon dudes, and we're in the nightclub, and some like cute blonde Mormon girl is there with her brother who's gay, and her and I like hit it off. We're like making out on the dance floor, and her brother was just like, he's one of those like just leeches. He just tries to be around Lance Bass. He's trying to get that that celebrity vibe. He's trying to hang around, but he comes up to me because I was like, "Where's this going with her?" I thought like, "Oh, maybe I can bring her back or whatever." And he comes up to me. I'll never forget this. Dude, this is his sister, and they're very close in age. He's like, "Hey, man," like puts his arm around me. He's like, seems like you're making out with my sister a bunch. He goes, you should totally have sex with her tonight. And I was like, what?
He goes, her husband won't mind at all.
Who says that? He's like, you should totally have sex with my sister. And
I'm just going to need you to come into the bathroom here so I can bless your underpants. And then you're good to go, my friend. Also, when you have sex there, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're not allowed to move at all. So as long as you're prepared to have sex with as long as it's okay for me to bless your underpants and then you not to, no motion. Unless like Lance is under the bed fucking doing the bye or some shit. No motion whatsoever.
So he's being really weird. Like, but he's also kind of touchy-feely. Like the way he is.
I love the idea of you having sex with a Mormon girl and not being able to move. And
the gay
Lance
brother watching,
pulling your strings like he's in that fucking NSYNC video.
So like Lance, like our radio crew is there. So it's like Lance, Drew, Lance's husband, and they see all this. And I was like, dude, can we get out of this club? Like, I'm creeped out now. And they're all laughing. And we get on the party bus to take us back to Park City. And of course they were making jokes. They go, would you let that guy would you let her brother watch you bang her if you wanted to? And they were laughing, and I was like, no. And then of course, you know me, I was like, well, what's his distance from me? Like, is he just in the corner jerking off? Like what's I need to know where he's
is he
at
behind a window. Like this is a detective investigation. Is he
but that's like some Mormon stuff is my point.
Two-way mirror.
Yeah, man. It's like you're giving me the blessing to bone your sister? Weird. And I think that was the girl. That was Caitlin Hutchinson, and now she's got an NBA husband.
Yeah.
But I don't even think they're married, is what's crazy.
No, they're not married. That's if they were married, no one would be freaked out, right? Because then it would just be like, oh, he's a weirdo. He married his girlfriend.
You don't think that's weird, though? A 26-year-old showing up to prom?
No, of course, a 26-year-old at prom is weird. I'm just saying 26 to 18 is not a problematic age difference, even at that age. Like, in my opinion. Like, if she went to fucking, if he decided to take a gap year before going to college and he moved into fucking New York City and he was 18 living in an apartment in Brooklyn and he met a girl who was fucking 26 and they fucked and it wouldn't be problematic. But of course, her showing up at prom at 26 is weird.
But what about
if she was 34? I'd be like, yo, he's 18 and you're 34. Like, this is problematic.
What about him being underage?
No, for sure.
No, like the family's saying like she moved in when he was not even 18.
Yeah, I understand. That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's problematic. But also, he's 7 feet tall, so he had a hog most men will never grow into.
You think he hasn't banged her? I disagree.
But like, how do you even play that angle if you guys are banging, right? Like,
how do you play what angle?
Like the Mormon girlfriend.
Oh, it's easy. It's like any religious stuff. What's the easiest way to brainwash people? It's through religion. I mean, right?
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is, like, if she wants that 7-foot millionaire dick, like, why even fucking with Mormonism at this point? Just be like, yo, I want that dick. I'm not doing the fucking magic underpants. We're not fucking like, God forbid you get drafted by the Jazz. Ew, kill yourselves. Let's just go fucking Chicago. You know what I mean? Like, now they got to be in Salt Lake.
Well, that's what she probably wanted.
I know, because she's a fucking Mormon, which is why I don't think they fuck.
Yeah, but it's like saying it's considered a bad sin in the Catholic Church to have premarital sex. Come on.
Yeah, but dude, there's only we don't know about soaking because of the Catholic Church.
I think we should change it to docking. I kind of like the docking.
Yeah.
All aboard. I just picture a boat pulling up.
I just picture when fucking a plane refuels in the air.
That'd be a fun test, man. See how long you could soak with your girl before you move. That'd be like a OnlyFans reality show.
Dude, I turned 45 next Friday. Like, I don't think I could soak for 3 minutes without going soft.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, we're just laying here. You better spit in my face or something. Like, what are you doing? You better hock to me in the mouth. You better talk to me about the Knicks starting lineup right now, or I'm about to fucking slip out of this thing. Talk to me about Grimace.
How is Grimace doing?
Well, then the Mets lost their first series in a month, so tough day for Grimace.
Probably that Ruther curse.
Do you know? Here's the thing: the Mets have just basically become a meme baseball team at this point, which I don't like. I get it. It's not great. It's not the life you want for your baseball team. You don't want your baseball team's livelihood to be depending on whether or not McDonald's fucking fourth mascot is throwing pitches for you or whatever, or that the rally pimp, like, if you're like, if we can't win because the rally pimp has to go to his buddy's wedding, like, we're in a bad place. But did you know that there's a utility infielder from the Mets who has released a single, and now it's like the Mets like team song, and it's like kind of good.
What is it? Let me pull it up.
It's called OMG, and his artist name is Candelita.
Jose Iglesias?
Yeah. Candelita is his artist name, though. I feel like you're gonna like this song even more than I do.
Thanks to this waterfront hotel on book.
Okay. Let's
he in his uniform, Andy, the other day performed on the field after the game.
You performed on the field after the game?
Yeah, in uniform. Like, you saw dirt on him and shit.
Okay, let's pull this bad boy up.
I don't love this for my team, but simultaneously I do love it.
All right, what we got here?
Oh, is this him performing on the field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York City! Let's keep the party going! Oh my God, todo lo malo echarle allá. Oh my God, dame salud y prosperidad. No tengo nada, pero soy feliz.
He's just lip singing now.
Well, now he is, yeah. Good for him for switching.
This is pretty corny, man.
Let's go, New York!
You thought I'd like this?
It's a pretty good song as far as like reggaeton or whatever the fuck this shit goes.
Oh my God, he's right. Oh my God, I want to kill myself. Brandon.
I'm predicting this to be a massive hit.
This is the level of your team right now?
That's what I'm saying. Listen, this is my point, Andy. This is my point. I want to make this very clear. If the New York Giants were doing this, I'd kill myself, because I'm like, we have a history, we have whatever. We're not a meme team. The Mets are not the Yankees. The Mets finding weird memes to be a part of, like every month they need like some new shtick. Like, I'm okay with it because it's like it works.
When's the Hot Tua girl gonna show
That's
up?
what I'm saying,
City
dude.
Field.
I'm not joking. If Hawk Tua runs out to do the first pitch, and then she like takes off her cowboy hat and she's like, Hawk Tua, and then the whole stadium's like, oh my God, because she Hawk Tua'd on Grimace. I'm like, all right, whatever we got to do. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Like the Yankees don't have names on the back of their jerseys. I get it. But like, we're like, should our utility infielder release a reggaeton song? I'm like, well, is it good?
Are you going to be watching the Hard Knocks with the Giants?
When does that air?
Starts this week.
Yeah, probably.
I'll watch it too because it's off.
Is it HBO?
Yeah.
Okay.
Max, yeah. It's interesting because it's the off season.
Right.
We started that Jake Gyllenhaal show on Apple, by the way.
Oh, is that the one where he's like a lawyer or whatever?
It was good.
It's good?
Oh, yeah.
Dig it?
Like, it's real good. We're 3 episodes in. I think there's
Okay.
4 episodes.
We'll give it a shot. We just finished. What did we finish recently? Well, first of all, I pounded season 3 of The Bear. Are you
what
the Bear?
What was his name?
Yeah. Did you do The Bear?
Joke. Happy Pride Month, guys. Do you get it? He's the Bear. Okay.
Oh my God. Did you do The Bear? Have you done The Bear?
I tried 1 episode. I was like, nah.
Original? What episode? Season 1, episode 1?
I didn't even get through an episode.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I got to say, it definitely peaked in season 2. There was a chef's kiss moment, like really great line that I was like, well, that might be the best line of the whole show in season 3. But I thought season 3 was a bit disappointing. Finished that. Keeping up with the boys, pretty, as they drop.
I haven't we haven't started that either.
Know the boys. Oh, you're
no, like the new season we haven't started.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. You could let it percolate. There's only been 5 so far. And usually every season before this one, I binge watched. Like this one, I watched the first 4, and now I'm like, oh shit, I'm caught up. And then I watched 5 yesterday. What do you think about Game of Thrones, the House of Dragon? Are you involved in that? I'm not. It doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, I gotta get caught up, man.
But I'm glad to hear about that Jake Gyllenhaal show. We really need new shit. We watched. She's like doing great TV shows in history. She did Sopranos. Like she binge watched Sopranos over the course of like 2 months, and then she banged out the entirety of Breaking Bad. So I'm like revisiting great TV shows, and I'm like, you know what I haven't done? I've started it, I think 4 different times, and I never made it through season 1. Deadwood. And I'm like, maybe that's what we should do next. That way we can watch it, and I can actually fucking watch something for the first time for once.
Deadwood. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
People have it up there. David Milch.
I used to make Deadwood jokes about people who couldn't get boners.
Are you a Yellowstone guy? Are you Yellowstoned up?
We did I think we stopped at season 3, and then just because we had a baby, and then we just
you don't need to just enjoy that. You just like pretend that was where it is.
Yeah, or I'm trying to remember. No, I think I was born, and then it was just she was already born, and then I forget what happened. Yeah, we fell off. But I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, that was a perfect time to fall off."
Yeah,
season
perfect
3.
time to fall off. Honestly, is after season 1, but I can't go back there.
Can I get in this story before we take off?
I don't even know what the story is, so I'm going to give you the clearance. Go for it. Unless it's about my anal fissures.
No, it's about JaMarcus.
Cool. Okay,
JaMarcus Russell. Russell.
Okay.
Because I have to just laugh. Headline reads, ex-NFLer JaMarcus Russell faces lawsuit centered around allegations he took high school's donation money. So the former number 1 overall pick from 2007 faces a lawsuit that he took a large portion of a $74,000 check intended to be a donation to his Alabama high school alma mater, where he worked as a volunteer coach.
So I'm going to cut you off for 1 second. So JaMarcus Russell was the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
And then one of the stories we have from JaMarcus Russell's NFL career is they gave him a blank DVD to see if he was watching tape. And he said he was like, tape was great. 2 thumbs up. Siskel and Ebert give it a fucking yes. 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. And they were like, nothing was on it, bro. You're not watching your tape. And he was like, I am. And then he busted out of the league, and now he's stealing.
Remember, he had a purple drink problem for a while.
Yeah, a purple drink problem. Now he's stealing from his high school.
His own high school.
My point is, the people who are like, Bronny James is never going to make something. You made him drafted number 1 overall. You guys thought he was the number 1 overall draft pick. Stop doing this.
Well, I don't know how the relation. There's a correlation there.
But correlation is some people don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to pontificating on what may or may not happen from high school or college to professional sports.
Well, the story goes, a local business owner gave JaMarcus Russell a check as a donation to the high school on behalf of his building company that he owned. And apparently Russell cashed the check. This is where the red flag goes off, at the Navigator Credit Union.
Yeah, that's not a real thing.
And according to the lawsuit, JaMarcus took that $75K.
So, like, what's the Navigator Credit Union? It's like, it's pretty dope. If you own a Lincoln Navigator, they'll give you your money.
So of the $74K that he was given, he took 55 of it. And he deposited the check and then cashed a portion, nearly 55 of it, after the check had been, dude, unbelievable. But here's the best part. So he filed a lawsuit against JaMarcus Russell because JaMarcus Russell ghosted him. He failed to provide a receipt of the donation, then he ghosted him. So JaMarcus Russell in March filed a counterclaim. What are you counterclaiming?
You sue me, I sue you. Sue everybody. Sue me, sue everybody.
Dude, he was the number. Dude, like, this should be Al Davis's legacy. You drafted JaMarcus Russell number 1. Like, Mark Davis's haircut is JaMarcus Russell in the NFL. Like, his current bull haircut, just like that.
Meanwhile, Mark Davis is fucking like a 24-year-old.
Well, they claim that's not true, but I don't know.
Well, that's not his girlfriend?
That she claims it's not true. Who knows, though?
Oh, my God.
JaMarcus, what are you doing? Dude, you were the number 1 overall pick. I just thought of something. I remember, I think I did a Photoshop once of JaMarcus Russell stretching, and I turned him into a walrus for some reason because he looked like a walrus.
All right. It's not racist at all.
Is that racist?
I don't know.
Like a walrus? Is that racist?
I mean, walruses are like slick brown animals, right?
I've also done it with Andy Reid. I mean, is that making me racist?
It's great. By the way, speaking of Andy Reid and walruses, we went the whole episode. No mention of the fact that I'm mustachioed again. You didn't even notice?
I didn't.
Somebody put it in. Somebody like put it on our Substack. They're like, when the fuck is the mustache coming back?
I'll be honest. I not noticed that you were beard back to mustache.
Oh my God.
That's one of your players. That's your team.
I'm telling you. But listen, that song's gonna be caught in your head. I'm gonna send you what do you use? Spotify? Apple? You're a Spotify guy.
I'm a Spotify guy.
I'm gonna send you the Spotify link. You're gonna be fucking, I guarantee Thursday's episode, you're gonna be like, I've listened to, oh my God, 10 times.
Well, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do a test when I take her.
Oh my God!
I'll see if.
Oh my God!
If Isla gets into it, then it's worthy. If you can get a little 1-year-old into it,
I have to get my nephew into it and get him off Elton John.
And man, Elton's good. I've seen Elton live. He's good.
I told you. I talked about that on the podcast, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his favorite Elton song?
I'm still standing.
That's his favorite Elton song.
Yeah. Yeah. Autism's crazy, dude.
So I guess he would play when he had the residency in Vegas. I guess they probably all do this. I saw him there. He played my buddy was an usher. Not an usher. He was an usher. he said Elton plays the same set every single time. Like every single time, he's like, he plays the same set. Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You would think you'd get sick of it.
Yeah, but I also understand there's a little bit of a Vegas residency where it's like, what if people come like thinking you're going to play this thing and then you don't play it and whatever? It's just like,
yeah,
maybe. Who knows?
Well, give us a ring, guys. The hotline, as always, is 310-359-8365. Did you forget it? You were repeating it.
No. I just wanted to make sure I could do it.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you. Yeah, that's what's up. Andy, we've had some shows added. We've had some shows removed to the Joe Prano schedule. I love the bubbly equals. Go to joeprano.com for shows. July 5th, my birthday, this Friday, I will be at Levity Live in Oxnard, California. I guess it's kind of my local club these days. Opening for my former podcast co-host and dear friend, Lachlan Patterson. That is July 5th at Levity Live, Oxnard. The following week, July 11th, Olson Run Comedy Club, Eugene, Oregon. Shout out to the Dirtballs who have already said that they will be attending that show. Appreciate it. I have been to Eugene once before with Eddie Ift. We played a little rock and roll club, and it was super fun. I'm excited to play Eugene's Comedy Club now. And then the 12th, I'll be at a theater in Eugene, Oregon, opening for Adam Carolla. And then the next week, I was supposed to be in Poughkeepsie. We have moved the Poughkeepsie dates. Guys, for those of you who want to see Joe Prano in your town, a full-on Joe Prano comedy tour is in the works for this fall into winter. There's going to be let's call it September, October, November, December, January, or something in there. A fully plotted tour. So if you want me to come to your town, slide into my DMs on Instagram or on Twitter or whatever. Anyway, instead of doing one night in Poughkeepsie, July 19th, my travel schedule got a little fucked up. We are moving Poughkeepsie to a full weekend in the fall, date to be determined. So Poughkeepsie off. Replacing that date, comedy at Poxabog in Sagaponack, New York, July 24th. Come to see that. July 26th, 27th, 28th, I will be at Yonkers Comedy Club in Yonkers. And I've been promoting early August in Vegas. Once again, where schedule has changed. We're moving it to the fall in the midst of my comedy tour. October, I've already put it on my website at joeprano.com, is when I'll be visiting Brad Garrett's in Las Vegas. So moving a couple summer dates into the tour calendar. I'm going to do it all at once. I'll route around. You guys will be able to come see me. Tell me where you want me to come on tour, or just follow me at Joe Prano on all social media except for Twitter, where I'm at Fix Your Life, or just go to my calendar, joeprano.com.
Will Jose Iglesias be working with you on any
Oh
tour
my
dates?
God.
You need to sing that as your closer. A little karaoke version.
Si, senor.
All right, guys, that's our show. Thanks for sticking with us. You guys know where to find us. Hop along on Substack. Go hop on there. Hop along.
Casadich.
Hit up that stack, son. All right, guys, we'll be back on Thursday. Have a great week. And as always, stay dirty.